Carl and Damon here from Brrraains A Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial for short, and they made what into a TV series, Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures. Home stretch, folks! And we got a two-parter for you, splitting it into 2 episodes for ourselves as well. Episode 23, Pac's Very Scary Halloween, Part 1. Yes, we are nowhere near Halloween, but we couldn't time it to freaking, coincide with Halloween, so we're just doing it now. Written by Ken Pontac. But Treyas has had enough! He can't beat Pac, and he's tired of the constant failure of the ghosts. Finally, I thought this was going to be him quitting. I thought this is going to be funny. He's going to quit, maybe. That'll be funny. But no. Dr. B suggests they need a mega monster. Announces he has a wonderfully wicked idea, which is overheard by the ghost gang. And I'm just like, no, it's just the same thing.
There we go again.
It is Halloween, and Pac, Spiral, and Silly have been invited to a Halloween dinner at a haunted castle. They're very excited, even though they don't know who their host is, because they're trusting idiots. That's why.
Yep.
Meanwhile, at the roundhouse, President Spirus is setting up for his Halloween party and demanding everything is perfect to scare attendees. This is a good reference to the previous Halloween one, where he was obsessive over a party. Pac and the gang arrive in Transylpania, because that's what we do in the show, and as things start to get scary. Except they're quite difficult, it seems, to scare. And they don't seem to realise they're in a certain amount of danger, seeing it more as a fun Halloween night. So it's that miscommunication thing. They're in their real situation, like their driver is a ghost, a gargoyle, should I say, and they just think it's someone playing a prank on them.
Yeah.
They arrive at a castle where they see a mob demanding that Dr. Packenstein, the resident of the castle, be removed, because apparently his experiments are unnatural. Again, Pac and company just think this, and the fact their driver's a gargoyle is just part of the fun. So they're just like, oh, what a great show. We meet Dr. Packenstein. He invites them inside, and they find a very spooky place. Who is he? He's a brain and a pair of eyes in a jar alongside his assistant, E-Ghost. Like, that's their variation of Igor, E-Ghost.
Yeah.
I like the look of Dr. Packenstein. This was quite a funny idea to have. And he even says, basically, in his pursuit of science, he's donated his own body parts to science. That's a funny joke.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing we'll never criticize is the animation has always been top. So
yeah, it really, really is. Very colourful, very smooth, nice to look at. And he reveals to them, Dr. Packenstein reveals to them that they're safe inside and they're here to have the ultimate Halloween experience. He gets confused with Silly's costume because she is dressed like Brrraains, calling her Lord Brrraains, and lets slip that he may have met the ghost recently, which confuses them, but he manages to play it off. He reveals to them that he has sacrificed his body parts for the future of science, and some of them now, his feet and hands, are actually still alive and are his helpers. It's feast time, which makes Pac happy, but back to Dr. Packenstein tells them to explore his castle while he gets things ready in the kitchen. The mob outside distracts Silly, but Dr. Packenstein implies they're just noisy neighbours, and then reveals that he has an even more annoying neighbour, Count Pacula. Okay, this is all right. This is all right. I don't mind this.
Yeah.
Dr. Packenstein leaves the trio alone, and I do wonder where other guests are. But they're more excited to explore as we see Dr. Packenstein cooking basically scary and gross food with his disembodied hands, and it's supposed to be a hijinks moment. There's even more hijinks as Pac, Spiral, and Silly explore, being scared by the environment they are in. We now cut to Dr. B and Brrraains as the former wonders why Dr. Packenstein hasn't contacted them in a while, proving they are working together. No way. Dr. B starts to get suspicious though, believing they're being spied on, which they are by the ghost gang. But Brrraains is dismissive, so they continue to get away with it. This briefly brings back a thing that the show completely forgot about, which is that Dr. B didn't trust the ghost gang. Do you remember that stuff?
Yep, I do. What was that, like the first episode of season 1 or something like that?
It was a long time ago, but they used it a couple of times. But Dr. B even accused them outright of working with Pac-Man, and briefly he hinted at it here again.
What's the point?
Yeah, what's the point? Dr. Packenstein has prepared dinner, which pleases Pac, but Silly wonders about the other guests, which Dr. Packenstein plays off as them having not shown up. That's a great idea there. Because she's like, where's the other guest? And he's like, you know what? Yeah, where are the other guests? That was quite good.
Yeah.
They enjoy food and they enjoy it so much that even Pac gets full. Dr. Packenstein is staggered by what he saw Pac eating so much as they all start to feel sleepy. They're all tired from all the food they ate. And Dr. Packenstein offers to let them sleep here, and being so tired, they agree. But we see him locking Spiral and Silly in a cell. Now this confused me. Because I was like, oh, he's drugged them. But then I was like, no, it's not said that at any stage. But I was like, it wouldn't say it. The show is aimed at kids. The last thing you want is any reference to drugs in this scenario. So I'm gonna go on a limb here and say that he didn't drug them. They just ate so much food they got sleepy. And that my natural belief that they got drugged is not, you know what I mean? Like, because it's a kid's show. You're not putting drugs in there. What about Pac? He ends up in a lab, locked to a table with a helmet on his head. He's finally, hilariously here, getting suspicious. And this one, Dr. Packenstein laughs maniacally. So what's his plan? To put his brain in Pac's body. A good idea, except for one major problem. But I'll get to that in a moment. There seems to be nothing Pac can do as Dr. Packenstein reveals that he's working with Dr. B and betray us. And now we actually get a flashback to the moment when they arranged their plan. He told them he would build them the ultimate monster, but he's actually betraying them. I'm like, okay, this is different. I like this.
Yeah.
Dr. Packenstein starts his experiment, which when complete will see him taking over Pacopolis using Pac's body. Meanwhile, elsewhere, President Spirus is worrying about his party not being hit and wondering where Pac is. Something that also puzzles to see is why isn't Pac here? He should be here by now. I do hate the fact that Spirus, just like the last we did the Halloween episode, Spirus is like, my party will suck unless Pac-Man is here.
Yeah. It's probably.
Pac is convinced he'll be saved, but Spiral and Silly are fast asleep. And the episode ends with Dr. Packenstein's experiment completing and their minds being swapped. And we briefly see that the noise of all of this nearby annoys Count Pacula in his house. And I'm like, oh, I wonder if that'll be important, you know?
Yeah.
I suspect it will. That's the end of part 1 of this story. And it seems like Dr. Packenstein's plan has worked. The problem is this. It's a swap. So he's given Pac-Man a chance to repair this. He's put Pac-Man's mind in his body. I know it's in a jar, in what's left of his mind and his body. I know it's in a jar, but like, destroy him.
Yeah, it's going to be a swap back at some point. We all know that.
Of course. It's a two-part. There's no... As much as we joke about it, we both know this show is not Conquest. I know we do the Conquest thing all the time, but it's the only reference I've got of a show that just decided to kill everybody off at the end. This isn't going to happen in Pac-Man and Ghostly Adventures, no matter how much I want it to. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. No,
There's still
not going to happen. Huh?
There's still 3 episodes. It could still happen.
It could still happen, you never know. But I really like this episode. I think this is a fun Halloween one with some great visuals, an interesting story, and a different take, and an introduction to a new villain who doesn't have to be a big long-term villain or pop up again, ever again. But for this episode, is a fun idea, particularly as right now you've ended episode 1 on a cliffhanger, which is fun because right now he's won, and that's rare. Pac's Very Scary Halloween Part 1. You got any thoughts on this? Part 1, that's 2. Part 1. You got any thoughts on this? You know what to do? Let us know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed what you've seen, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. It does help us out. You can find us at gbhbl.com and across all social media platforms. And if you really want to give us a bit of extra support, please consider buying us a cup of coffee over on our coffee page. Thank you.